Everyone may know the name of America's most notorious prison, but few know what really happens behind the barbed wire at Guantanamo. RT has been given rare access to the facility that's been indefinitely detaining terror suspects without charge for more than a decade.
After a few months of paperwork to get cleared to visit the base, the trip to Gitmo, a hop and a skip from the Big Apple to Fort Lauderdale in Florida, and from there, a short hour-and-a-half flight, one largely kept under wraps with no indications of it on departure boards. The minute we land, we're greeted by escorts who stay with us every step of our trip, the Special Guantanamo Joint Task Force media team. One of them, Sergeant Rebecca Wood, far from the stereotypical face you might imagine, working at a place like this controversial military base. As we soon learned, the first of many surprises.
This is a really big break for me in my career, for my military resume. The people I work with every day, they share the same idea. Like, they're all very proud to be here.
She joined the U.S. military a decade ago with no money for college. At 28, Guantanamo is her second deployment.
You've heard about it in like several movies, but you don't really, it's just a place that people forget about. Like, they don't ever think about it.
Getting to the main part of the base is a slow-paced trip. We have to wait for a ferry to take us across the bay and are taken to visit a beach first, one of a handful of scenic locations you wouldn't really expect here. We're headed to the lodging area now. It's about a 20-minute ferry ride from one side of the Guantanamo Bay area where the airport is and several marine residences, but the main part of the naval base and the detention camp are over there, and that's where we're headed now. Given its reputation, Guantanamo isn't quite what we anticipated. As we approach the main area, it's interesting to note that to the unsuspecting, this place looks just like another tropical island with an American flag. You would never be able to tell that this is the place housing one of the United States' most notorious prisons. The lodging area we're taken to is like any typical hotel, with palm trees and a marina right out the window. First impression, this can't be the place that has been casting a long shadow in America's human rights image for over a decade, where torture allegations, hunger strikes, and force feeding have been making headlines.
I remember when I moved here, I thought I would just see like people in orange jumpsuits and fences everywhere, but I mean, the families all stay on one side and the rest kind of happens on another.
The other side is where a total of 779 detainees of America's war on terror have been kept since 2002. A total of 164 now remaining at a whopping 800,000 taxpayer dollars per detainee per year, even though more than half of them have been cleared for release.
We are in a remote location that factors into the cost. It costs what it costs to do it right.
What doing it right means to those running America's most infamous detention facility, and what lays beyond the picture-perfect scenery, all the realities of Guantanamo in our reports to follow. Anastasia Churkina, RT, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.